Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Activator, and I'm a filmmaker, as well as a live streamer, as well as a guy that sits here and makes tutorials for you guys, usually, about Twitch, or I do gear reviews and whatnot. But today, we're doing something a little bit different. Now, I feel like I've been saying that in a lot of my most recent videos, but today I'm actually doing something different, and that's showing you guys another side of content creation that I actually do. Now, this other side of content creation that I do is actually making these little short films before I go live on my live streams on Twitch. Every single time that I go live, I post a short film right before. And I make it the day of, and I make it within about 2 hours or so, and I post it, then I go live, I talk about it on stream every now and then, and I kind of just wanted to show you guys what my most recent video was, and I wanted to break down what I do in it, and kind of like why I like doing this. So, we're actually gonna go ahead and take a look at my most recent video, but just to give you guys an idea, I started this back in June of 2020. Here's actually my first going live video short that I ever did. Now, granted, I was just messing around, so keep that in mind. This is what sparked me making these short films.
What's up? I'm gonna be live in like, I don't know, 10:30, 11. I'll see you there, alright? Alright.
So that video was my first one ever. Now, again, this is in June of 2020, and I literally just took my phone, stuck it in a bag of chips that I was eating right then at the time, and I just started filming it. I thought it was funny. It got some positive reactions to it. So I was like, hey, what if I just do this every single time I go streaming? So I was like, okay, I'm gonna start doing it. So I started using my phone for a while. That was what I was using. I started putting these little clip-on lenses. I started attaching a microphone, and my whole goal was just to put a camera in a weird spot and just try to film it. So, you know, I'd put it on my vacuum, I'd put it in a closet, on a scale, in my microwave or my oven. Then I eventually upgraded to using like better cameras, like my mirrorless camera, my DSLRs and kind of stuff. So, and then from there, I started saying like, hey, what if I can make like a nice little, you know, simple short film? So I started doing that. I started getting my lighting together. I kept using like lights that I had on hand, and I would make these short films and I'd post them. So without further ado, here's the latest video, and you can see the quality difference going from my my first video to today.
No, just what the shit? That's my phone! That got to my phone!
Yeah, operator.
Wizard, get me the hell out of here!
Hey, what's up, Neo? Hey, I see you're running, man. I've been meaning to get out to the local farmer's market. You're pretty close by. If you can go ahead and pick up some watermelons, that'd be really nice. I've been really needing it.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you know, it's probably pretty busy down there, you know what I mean? I mean, it's the weekend and everything. Hey, I see this weird guy following you. Oh shit! He just threw a guy into the tomato stand. No, the watermelons! Alright, I'm gonna help you out. Now, there's a hotel around the corner. Just don't take the alley to get there. You ran into the alley. It's like, okay, what am I even doing here?
Help! Need a little help.
Help. Yeah, dude, I told you not to go down the alley. Five head, go ahead and use the door next to you. Oh, yeah, just kick it open. That's fine. Yeah, no one needs a door. Hey, yo, you might as well just go take a little workout going up these stairs. Okay, yo, that was tight. But if you didn't go down the alley, we wouldn't be in this mess in the first place. No. You're missing the entrance. No, turn around. You gotta turn around. Bro, did you just throw your phone? Hello? Unbelievable. Why do I even do this job? Why do I even do it? So, I mean, you can see, now that's a pretty lengthy video, but I just kind of wanted to do like a simple breakdown of what I did with that video. And just so you guys know, it all comes down to color correction, lighting, and camera placement, and just production, quality, and value, and what you're adding to your scenes and shots and whatnot. So I enjoyed making this because I'm a huge fan. I'm a dork when it comes to The Matrix. I know that Matrix 4 was coming out, I think at the end of this year on HBO Max, so look forward to that. I wanted to break down how I actually got this thing filmed, and just gonna do it nice and simple. I don't want to like keep you guys here. That video was already, you know, a couple minutes long. I mean, Twitter only offers you 2 minutes and 20 seconds. I also put it on my Facebook. It doesn't, that's all besides mine. Just to kind of break things down, I actually used my Blackmagic Pocket 6K camera for filming all my my more recent videos. I've been using my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K, and it's been nice. I've been recording to a simple SSD. I use a Sigma 18-35 lens that opens up to an f1.8 Super 35 sensor. So it's not full frame like this one, but it does the job. Now I started with this and now I'm here. So there's a big quality difference, but hey, you know what? I wanted the more professional looking videos. So why not use professional gear? Now for audio, I actually was using my latest gear review piece of tech here from Movo, this little simple wireless lav system. That was to get the audio. I literally was just wearing a little lavalier on my my clothing. So that's where I get my audio. That takes care of the camera and the sound, but now I need to worry about the production value and like the background and the scene. And I thought, what better way to utilize my own little setup here, my triple monitor, 2 PC setup, than just making it maybe the hacker station or the operator station that's in the Matrix. So I'm now the operator and I'm going to be answering a call. I just wanted to kind of deck out my space, you know, production value wise. I wanted to design a production designers usually kind of do this, but I wanted to design a production that kind of looked more like it would be on the Nebuchadnezzar, the ship in the Matrix, whatever, you get it. But so, you know, I took some simple stuff, man. I had some cable here. I kind of just like took my microphone. I placed it on my microphone and I just ran a cable around my my space, my office, just to make it look like there's kind of wires hanging down and whatnot. Next, I literally found a bottle. I kind of put that in the background just because I thought it looked kind of like something unique and weird. After that, I ended up just kind of looking around for like little things I could play with, you know, like these little wire cutter things. So I was playing with this throughout the whole time. Lastly, it comes down to lighting. So now how am I going to light this thing? I want it to look like the Matrix and whatnot. So what I ended up doing is I took some simple lighting that I have on hand, and not only did I utilize it to light me and the scene, but I used it as a prop like in the scene. So, you know, I took this little simple LED light that I have right here and I actually just put it right alongside my wall over here against my wall, aiming at me. I actually have a second light that I end up using. Now I don't have to use these big batteries, but they provide power for a while, so I ended up using it. But this light, much the same, man. You turn it on and now I got another source of light, but I wanted to add a little bit of a different color. Now in the Matrix, it's always has this green kind of like hue to it, right? You normally see kind of the greenish colors. I know that in the real world inside of the Matrix is more blue toned. So I wanted to add some blue. So I took this light, and you can actually connect this to your phone and change the colors and whatnot. But if I just click this button, you can kind of see it already turns blue. Now this blue was working for me, so I didn't really do too much to it. Now if I increase the brightness here, you can actually see it's pretty bright and it's pretty blue. But I ended up just dimming it down to maybe, I don't know, 30%, 20%. I took my microphone. I literally just put my light on top of my microphone like this kind of a thing, and that was the source of this light that was kind of just like over my desk, kind of creating this little blue hue on my desk. And I wanted to make it kind of like, okay, we're in the real world. Last thing I did is I took this little small light here. Now this light's actually magnetic. I don't know how I can show you this, but maybe I can do something like that. So you can actually see it's magnetized, so I can kind of put this wherever I want. I literally I took a light stand that I had laying around. I put it right here and I just stuck this right on top of that thing, just to add a little bit of a gleam on, as a little rim light, backlight kind of a thing, just to kind of break me out of the background. I wanted me to be separated from the background, but I didn't want to take away from the background either. Now the last little piece of lighting and kind of visual qualities comes down to two things. One, my space, which is my monitors and my keyboards and stuff. And two was actually this other piece of gear that I use in almost all my videos now, and that's just creating haze and atmosphere with inside of my videos. Now I use an actual hazer. It's a smoke machine that I got on Amazon. It was probably like 30 bucks. Now this thing right here, man, this is my little LED 500 simple thing. It's actually meant for like, I think like DJs and stuff. Like you turn on a little light, now it's got a little colorful rainbow lighting on the front of it. So there's that. You have a little remote here attached to a very long, you know, 8-foot, 6-foot cable or something like that. And if I just push this button, Now I got this nice little puff of smoke that comes out, and if I haze up the room enough, you know, I can go ahead and add some atmosphere to my space. Now, I stopped this thing from going here. It's gonna continue to dissipate a little bit. And then from there, I'm just kind of stuck with this this kind of wash of smoke in my room. So I usually take like a fan or something like that. I just happen to have a slate on hand. So, and I would take it and I kind of like waft it all over the place. Make sure it's nice and even, because you don't want to see, unless you want to look like a stoner, you don't really want to see the actual smoke. You just want to add some atmosphere to the room. Now, if I had a laser, this would be a lot easier, but I have my phone here and I just turn on the flashlight. You can see it also adds like some God rays, right? So anytime there's light hitting the atmosphere, it's creating a shadow and you're able to see it because it's kind of towards camera. Now, if I did it this way, you're not going to see the same look, but if you do it towards camera, the camera can actually see the God rays at that point, right? So pretty cool. So I add this atmosphere to just give it a little bit of a haze and a little bit of a look that I think looks kind of nice. So now that we got the haze, we needed the final step, and that was literally just adding the matrix code to my monitors. Now, how did I do that? Well, take a look at my desktop here. I actually have this moving wallpaper, right? So what's cool about it is it's on Steam and it's only like $4 or $3 or $5, something like that. I forget. It comes with no wallpapers, but you can go ahead and search for wallpapers that you may want. So I just went over here and I typed in matrix code. Now, I actually found some matrix code just like that. And now I have some matrix code, but I needed to put it to all of my monitors. So what I ended up doing is I ended up sending this to my capture card on my stream PC. Now all I had to do is send it to my other monitor, which is over here on the side. And I can actually show you guys what exactly I'm doing if I go ahead and capture my monitor. The cool thing about this is I can project whatever I want from screen number 1 to screen number 2. Now I just needed to figure out how I'm going to interact with Neo and the people in the world. And the way I did that is I just watched the scene, and anytime that Neo would talk into his phone, I would just think of something to respond back with, or I would kind of come up with something. So I watched the scene, I saw that some watermelons got shot, and I was like, okay, so he shows up at a farmer's market, let me mess with that a little bit. Then he ends up going through a whole building only to jump back out of the building and then finally run to a hotel where, you know, the end of the Matrix 1 happens. So I kind of just played off of what he was doing in the movie, and I was pretending like I could see what he was doing with the Matrix code, because that's how it worked in the movie. So I just kind of looked at my screen and was like, ah, yeah, I see that there's some watermelons or a guy chasing you and whatnot. So that was it. It was nice and simple, but I just had to I typed out his actions and my responses in a little notepad. Neo picks up his phone. What do I respond with? So I just, you know, casual me answering Neo. That's all I was gonna do. I ended up just getting a bunch of different shots. You know, I had the one from behind me. I had the one over here behind me. I had one over here to the side of me. And I just wanted those 3 angles. I tried another angle behind my camera setup here that you guys are seeing. It just didn't really fit as well. So I ended up just sticking to the 3 angles with some inserts. And I thought that was perfectly fine. Every new camera placement that I put, I just redid my own lines. I kind of just did everything kind of off the cuff, man. You know, as long as I'm hitting the same kind of beats, I'm fine. Lastly, I put it all together inside of DaVinci Resolve, and DaVinci Resolve is very powerful in terms of its color correction and whatnot. So I was able to take my footage and really manipulate it. Sidebar, I also added some sound effects from Epidemic Sounds. Now that's where I usually get my music and whatnot. So you can go scroll down and check down in the links below, and that'll show you guys exactly where I get my my sound effects as well as my music for any given piece that I do. DaVinci Resolve is a very simple and easy to use program, and the whole thing is kind of just catered towards kind of color correction and editing. And it started with color correction, but they gravitated towards editing and made a full-blown suite on basically color grading and all these things you see down here below, which it's such a powerful program and it's free. I do have a studio version because I brought the old Blackmagic Pocket Cinema cameras, you know, 6K. Anyways, it came with the a full studio version, which has a little bit more features, but for the most part, everything that I show you guys right now is what you can do. So once I actually had everything kind of edited together and I was kind of happy with how things were looking, the next step was literally just to add some color correction to match the Matrix footage. And if I go ahead and click this button up here, you can see that's the kind of color grade that I was going for. So it's very much catered towards the Matrix. That was it. I just wanted to add a simple color correction to try to match what the Matrix looks like to me. Now it's not perfect or anything like that, but you can see how they have some, you know, some greens in the midtones and whatnot. So I kind of took that same idea and I just added some greens in the midtones and try to make it as similar as I could without it being too weird. You can see it's just adding a little bit of contrast over here. So I bring down the lows, come up with the highs a little bit, and I could make this really extreme so you can see like how crazy this can go. But you know, it gets a little weird when you start to play with coloring. So you got to be kind of careful you don't overdo it. But I took the original footage and I kind of just added a little contrast. And then I also added some greens and stuff inside of the gamma and the lift and the gain. I kind of just played with everything and just gave everything a little bit of a bump. Now you can see it's only using a little bit here. So that's it. And I just gave myself a nice little look to try to match what the Matrix was looking like. So I kind of just would cycle back and forth between and make sure that the colors were on point and that it looked pretty decent. That's the whole thing that I do. And I do that 3 times a week. I do it Monday mornings, Wednesday mornings, and Friday mornings. And depending on how much time I have, you know, maybe I make it a little bit more elaborate, or maybe I make it less elaborate where I just, you know, do something simple. Now they're all not crazy story centric and kind of stuff. Sometimes I kind of play around and just, you know, film my cat or something like that. But for the most part, I want to do more of these like short films and stuff. If you guys want to see more of these videos and you guys want me to talk more and give you kind of behind the scenes of how I'm doing things, I can do it. Appreciate you guys watching. If you guys want to see more, again, just go ahead and comment down below and let me know you want to see. And maybe I can start posting these videos or posting the video plus the behind the scenes footage and kind of talk about each one as I go. Appreciate you guys. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Stay awesome. Stay beautiful. You are beautiful. I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.